Today, today, as we start the show, this one mic. We hail and boom, throughout the stadium, there is a pause throughout the stadium as this man sounds like he just coughed up a lung. Just looking around, the Jumbotron shows and pans the cheerleaders, and as it goes down each cheerleader's face, each one breaks up into laughter, which at this particular time destroys half the stadium. The other half is still trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Does this guy need CPR or something? And then at that particular time, I lost it. Devon Truck. Yes, today.
Blog Talk Radio.
Start the show, this one mic.
Phoenix is another place. They got a great training staff. They were able to breathe life back into Shaq. And you can do that. People talk a lot about their training staff.
Blog.
Yes, today. Welcome to another episode of One Mic. Yeah, we're in the building with our guys ready to go here. A lot happening in the world of sports. I'm gonna bring my guys in here so we can get this party started right. How you doing, youngin? What's up? How's it going? You still there down there?
Doing well. How you doing?
All right. I'll go with Hampton. Darnell seem to be sleeping at
I
the
hear
wheel.
you.
Okay. Then what you saying? I said how you doing and what you doing. You didn't hear me? So how you doing, man?
No, Hammer started talking.
Yeah, no, I'm doing well.
Talking to Hammer.
Okay.
My connection is
Yeah.
messing up.
Yeah, you see your
My
Wi-Fi
connection is
been on there.
messing up.
We still
I'm doing great. And,
Yeah.
you talking to me? I'm doing great because they said Chuck is coming. Chuck is coming, but Chuck is already here. We saw the game. I got my prediction wrong, but I'm not complaining. I got my prediction wrong. I picked Michigan by a touchdown, but I was wrong, and I'm glad to be wrong.
So we'll certainly get into it. There's a lot more to that. I ended up arguing with my brother
I was
outside
right.
of.
And,
No, you were right. It was a failure on some other parts. It had nothing to do with Michigan State. It had all to do with Michigan. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hammer, how you doing?
I'm doing well, except for
Y'all slow tonight. What's
my
up with y'all?
Democrats.
Y'all slow tonight.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
y'all slow tonight. Come on, y'all. Let's pick it up, y'all. Y'all slow tonight.
No, I'm saying, can you hear me?
Usually
Or
I'm
not?
slow. Usually I'm
Can you hear
slow,
me?
and
Can you hear
y'all
me?
hold me up.
Can you hear me?
Y'all hold me up.
Can you hear me,
Usually
right?
y'all getting 20 and 12 in the game. Now I feel like I
Okay,
gotta
but I'm
pick
saying,
up
you
my
can hear
assist.
me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, I'm doing well, except for my Democrats taking on the chin right now. Yeah, the Democrats taking on the chin right now. That's all I'm saying. It's an ugly night in Democratic politics, man. But
Well,
not go off
we'll
tangent.
talk
But yeah,
about
I'm
that
doing
later,
well, man.
Dave. But
I mean, look at me.
you and I knew it was coming because people
Yeah,
you are not focused on
yeah.
on their politics. We won't get into that too deep. You and I are right, and people are forgetting that sometimes pragmatism wins.
No,
Pragmatism
no.
wins a lot of times. When you can just solve
Yeah,
everyday people's problems, you can get a lot done. When you get so caught up in defining
yeah,
stuff in ways that everyday folk can't understand, then you're
yeah.
gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle. Nothing, no idea means
Yeah.
anything if everyday folk
Hey,
can't
I wish, I
connect with
wish, I wish, I wish you were running, man. You sound better than these.
it. I mean, man, it ain't
Yeah,
rocket
I
science,
agree.
but people
And
just keep
yeah,
getting it
I just,
wrong. They get so caught up
I'm
with a
glad
whole
I'm out the
bunch of
game right now.
stuff. So we'll keep
Well,
it
no, they
going.
want, brother. They want. Yeah,
Yeah. We'll keep it. Because you and I
keep,
go off on this all day long. We're gonna let it go. We'll come back to it at some point. We're gonna stay. This is why we're gonna give people a reprieve from that right now. Come back here into the world of sports. Well, we'll get into the open mic. And there's a lot happening in the world of sports right now. To get on folks' back page a little bit. There's probably a number of issues here. We obviously in the cipher in a little bit. We'll get into college football and talk about some of the games that went on and how it might have affected the rankings. And so we'll spend the bulk of our short time here with you, addressing that. But there's a lot of other things happening in the world of sports, and so leave your college football related stuff to the cipher.
You can talk about some other things that might be on your back page. Darnell, what's on your back page? And like I said, we'll leave the college football stuff until when we get to the cipher.
All right, so we're leaving the college football stuff. And then we got Jerron Boots Ennis. He showed out. He showed up and showed out. I missed the fight because it was over in one round. I thought I was gonna be able to flip over to it after the Ohio State Penn State game, but I looked on my Twitter and it was already over. I was like, oh my goodness. And then after the fight, he called out Earl Spence. I mean, oh man, the welterweight division got a problem on their hands, and I don't know who's gonna step up and fight him. The answer is probably nobody, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people standing on the other side of the street yelling that you ain't on the right side of the street in boxing. That's the new thing right now. Standing on the other side of the street. We need a boxing version of versus. Just get in the ring and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Hammer, who you got on your back page?
Sadly, it's got to be Henry Ruggs third, man. Yeah, it has to be. This is a tragedy, man. This is a tragedy, man. I mean, this is really a tragedy, though. There's a young man who had tremendous potential. Probably, as far as speed wise, the best receiver coming out of Alabama ever. And he's looking at a lot of time in prison, man. And he's got a lot of money, but a lot of money's not going to save him. It's pretty. We talk about being cut and dry. It's pretty cut and dry right now. Like Darnell said in the group text, alcohol and cars don't mix.
Mm-hmm.
Especially lots of alcohol. So it's not good for Brother Ruggs. He's in my prayers. The family's in my prayers who passed away. I don't understand these brothers. You got all the money in the world. Get you a driver. I mean, it makes no sense. Get you a driver, man. I mean, why the heck? I mean,
You
you're gonna
don't even
be
have to get a
slick.
driver.
You'll be really
NFL,
frugal about your life. I mean, this is
the
talking about.
NFL. I think the NFL
Get
has
a
a
driver.
program.
You all know.
But the NFL has a
I don't drink
program.
anymore because I drank too much in college. Yeah. I mean, get a driver, man. I mean, I don't understand this mess. And I know very high profile people get drivers. I mean, I think these cats are doing they're doing stuff that obviously they don't want to be seen, but that's when you're doing bad stuff or stuff that you don't want to be seen, you end up in situations like these. So it's just tragedy, man. We can't afford black males going down, especially what we call our elite black males, the ones that have legacy wealth or had, according to Henry Ruggs, all of his legacy wealth is going to lawyers now. White lawyers, candidly. So it's just a sad situation, man. And it's unacceptable. Obviously, innocent proven guilty. There's a lot of defenses for drunk driving. Maybe he has some type of medical issue, but it don't look good right now. I'll put it this way. It don't look good, man. This is going to be a story that's going to feed into people's, microaggressions or biases about football players. We see it right now, kind of, not to get on stage, with critical race theory and defund the police and these other code words for really racial strife that we have in this country that's underground. It really, sadly, burgeoned under Obama, and I'm not blaming Obama for that. It's just real talk. And you're gonna see a lot of people wanting to and I don't know if the victim's white, it's gonna be really something else. So it's just a sad situation, man. That's really, y'all give me my breaking news and stuff, and I saw the tension. It's a sad situation, man. It's just very sad, very sad, and very avoidable.
Hammer, one of the things that I think is important to point out is that if there's any league I think that has this, the NFL is very clear. NFL has a special service you can call, like anywhere, for a ride, for a car service.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's provided through I might be mistaken, but I think it was all negotiated. So, like, there is no excuse for these
Yes,
players
through the union.
to not
It's
have
a
car
collective
service.
bargaining
Like
agreement.
like the
It's
NFL,
it's no
yeah,
excuse. I mean,
yeah. I
so
mean, not even
obviously
out of
he's
their own
up to
pocket.
he's
Yeah, they don't
he's
even
up
have
to
to
no
take it out of their
good.
own
I mean, he's
pocket.
gotta be.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
even have to have it taken out of their own pocket. They
No,
have a
it's
service
what you pay
available.
union dues for. What you pay union dues
Yes,
for.
and
Yeah,
so
it's what you pay union
it's
dues for.
sad.
Yeah. So again, it's
It's
just
yeah.
it's sad. It's a wasted black life. It's sad, man. So yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, I've been in Vegas. We'll be going back for the Maui Invitational. That got moved from Maui to Vegas because of just the restrictions in Hawaii, and it's easier to just get around with a service in Vegas and not even worry about trying to park and drive and everything else. Just moving
Mhm.
it out in circles. Most of the players are probably living closer, not too far from the strip. It's one of those things where it's unfortunate. It can happen in a blink. We all have probably had our situations where we like, wow, we whatever we did, make it home or whatever. But it's just when you have those resources, you got to take advantage of them. That's why you pay dues. That's why you have people like Demore Smith and folks like they're negotiating for
Yeah.
you. And one of the biggest things they want to be able to do is to take that decision out of your hand if you wanted it, and didn't want to even make it an issue around finances and budget or anything else. And so it is sad. You think about all the things that are going around the Raiders. Um, ooh, that's something else. Um, you know, we're coming to the end of. We haven't talked a lot of baseball on here, but
Yeah, Raiders have been
um,
just a hot mess this year with Gruden.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but Atlanta
Well, we're coming into
is
baseball right now, so it looks like
they're trying to take it right now. Houston has kind of been the feature, the bad boys of baseball. Dusty Baker has been leading them in ways that just out of the fire over here. But they might be up against it here, down 3-2. In was Game 6, and they're down
mhm,
what 6-0 right now. So, but you can
five
love it.
five
One thing I
nothing.
learned
Yeah,
about the Astros, you can
yeah,
never
five
say
nothing
never.
right now.
Um, uh, you never say never with them.
No,
I have kids, so
They came back the other night from a grand slam, but yeah, they can. Yeah.
yeah. So you can never say never, but it's baseball season. It's been a lot of excitement. We haven't had a chance to talk about. We gotta get our inside the park going again. It's been on hiatus, but we got to find Hank first and
Yeah,
get this
we get
protective
Hank back.
program.
Yeah, but
But that's our brother. So when things
well,
are
my
going
understanding
in
he's
this
doing
world,
family stuff,
of
right?
COVID,
He's doing family stuff, right?
he's doing a lot of family stuff, so we're gonna try to be supportive, but we gotta get him back on. This is part of the therapy. I said, people ask me, well, why do you do this? You got all this other stuff you do. We're all three of us are very busy lives. What makes it work for us is like therapy.
Yeah.
This is our therapy. This is our weekly therapy, and this is why we get down the way we get down right now. So what are we gonna do
hmm
tonight? Right now we're in the open mic talking about the back page. There's a lot in the world of sports we could get into, and we'll get into more in the future. But in the cipher, we're gonna talk about the first college poll, as you can alluded. I think the young is ready to jump into it right away. Then obviously we're gonna have the final words from all three of us and drop the mic. We all do this in the spirit of our man Hank, because usually in the way that we do it, we always pay homage to the elder in the space. But given that Hank is not here, we kind of all been doing like our own final word until Hank comes back in to bless us with the drop the mic. Uh, here on RSG One Mic. You can always go to rsg.com, and throughout the show, we'll also let you know you can find us on other social media sites. And so, please pay attention to that. Get there, please. What is possible, give us a nice review. We're the underground. We little industry that could. So we like to get all the support we can get. So as we get into the cipher, the college football poll, let's take a step back. We had a number of key games this last weekend, and I think Darnell kind of came out early. And I like to begin with I'm going to describe something, and Darnell will appreciate this because uh, Darnell has probably been in these discussions with my brother Steve uh, a lot. Now, the big game of the weekend in many ways was the Michigan State game. this was an opportunity to really understand and see what was going on with both these teams who have been surging. And it's an in-state rivalry and everything else. In Michigan's, up what 31, whatever is it, what 31-14, late in the game.
30-16, yeah.
30, it was 30-14, 30-14, 30-16.
30-16.
Yeah, 30-14, 30-14, yeah, 30-14.
30-14, I thought it was 14.
It was
Yeah,
14.
30-14.
Yeah, it was 16 points, yeah.
It was
And
16
Yeah,
point
14
lead.
it is, yeah.
it's 16-point lead.
It's 16-point lead, yeah.
Bottling up, walking
Yeah.
the third, playing, doing everything. And, McNamara has been under siege and criticism and everybody's been trying to get McCarthy in the JJ McCarthy in the game. And there's a sequence where they try to get McCarthy in the game. They're going in for the score. And he fumbles. He should have fumbled, but the ball fumbles out of bounds. You can already tell he's not really where he's looking. But, people, rather than trying to figure out how to get Corum the ball, some of these other guys the ball, we try to figure out how to get this young guy in the game. In the game, we just need to have a victory with their starting quarterback playing well. I believe in that series, they end up either I don't know if they end up trying to go for it on a fourth down or something like that, try to do something, but they end up turning the ball over. But the defense comes back in and gets the hold. They hold them up. I believe they get a punt. Then, so this kid just almost fumbled. They get the ball deep in their own territory. When all you really got to do is get first downs, you don't necessarily need to even score. You got a quarterback that's kind of hot, and you try to bring him in the game again, and he mishandles the RPO, fumbles, they recover, and then Michigan State scores on a short field, and then the rest is history. And so this is a young man who about to get the Heisman off this game. He got 197 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. And my brother proceeds to focus on the final pass where McNamara throws the interception. And my argument with him was, it should never come to that. It should never come to that. You got two running backs who are getting yardage, and Michigan State never got away from who they were. And what Tucker said actually happened. He took them to the deep water. They kept going body blows. They stayed consistent, and they got it. And that's one is on the coaches. That's not on the players. That's on the coaches. And that's on the defense. When you have a 30-14 lead late in the game, you're supposed to win that game. So I'm sitting here arguing with him outside.
Well, the offense didn't help him.
Well, yeah, the offense didn't help him when you tried to get too sexy with it. Like it wasn't like at the end of the day.
Shoot, y'all the offense fumbled the ball. Defense, they got them a quick 3-and-out, and they fumbled it. They fumbled it again. They gave. I don't know. The offense put the defense in some bad spots at the end of the game.
The initial fumble came with a guy who had already just fumbled. It should have been recovered by Michigan State, right? So you bring this kid back in again. It's clearly he can't handle. He's having trouble handling the pressure.
Yeah, but that's not the defense fault.
What I'm saying is, but defense gave 197 yards. That's a lot of missed tackles somewhere. That's 197 yards.
Hey, like Mel Tucker said, body blows. At the end, it's like fighting Jared. It's like fighting Jared Hurd. If you get hit with enough of them, eventually it's gonna leak through.
Look. I played against Tony Bowles. You get nothing over here. I played against Tony Bowles. You get nothing over here, Tony. You get all your yards over there. You can't get anything over here. Heisman Trophy candidate. Tony, you get nothing over here.
It don't always work out, though.
It works out when you decide that it's going to work out. You can't be the number 2 defense in the country, and you give up 197 yards and 5 touchdowns. You tell me what team can win giving up 197 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'm listening.
Oklahoma did. No. You hear me? No. You see what Bijan Robinson was doing to Oklahoma?
Oklahoma ain't never claimed to play no defense. Like Give me somebody who's claiming to play defense, man. Oklahoma's your answer for
I'm
everything
about to
in
say,
Carolina,
Bijan
right?
Robinson was running all over them.
You see how far that got Oklahoma. All right, enough of that. I said all I had to say. Let me throw out. I normally don't take over like this. I normally throw it to y'all. Youngin, you could talk about the Michigan State game, but obviously we've got the poll going out. What do you think about the poll? How it was set up? Take for people who haven't had a chance to see the poll. Take them through the poll and your observations.
Well, my observations start with the obvious. Cincinnati undefeated. I think they got them at 6. I'm gonna pull it up right now,
They
but
got them at
I'm pretty
6.
sure they
They got him
have
at 6. They got him at 6.
Cincinnati at
Yeah,
6.
that's why Luke
They
Fickle is
have them at
going.
6.
That's why Luke Fickle's going to USC because
Oregon,
they'll get no respect ever. I mean,
It's
this
highway
poll is an
robbery.
absolute joke. I
Oregon.
mean, the fact. Yeah, I mean,
Let,
well, I
let,
mean,
let,
look,
let, let,
Yeah,
let,
this
it's
is
let-
money,
hold
D.
on, hold on.
Wills.
abomination.
Hammer,
It's money.
hammer, hammer,
It's money.
hammer.
It's
Let,
money.
hammer,
That's all
It's
it's
exactly
about.
what it is. The money.
hammer. Let, let,
Yeah,
let
it's the
Youngin go.
Nike
Let Youngin go
money.
through.
It's the go ahead.
Let Youngin go through the poll right
Okay,
quick.
all right, all
Go
right,
ahead.
all right. I'll be quiet.
All right,
Go
let's
ahead.
go. Okay. Go, Youngin, and then you come
Okay.
back.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
come back to you.
So you have. So yes, Cincinnati. You got Cincinnati at 6. You have Alabama at 2. Alabama hasn't lost, and the team that beat them is nowhere to be found in this situation. There's one thing that I did like. There's one thing that I did like in this poll. Though. They honored Oregon's win over Ohio State. I like that. I respect that. Um, you saw in the Associated Press and the coaches poll they had Ohio State over Oregon, but that shouldn't be the case. You play the game for a reason,
That's
and
right.
I'm glad that they respected that. But man, Alabama. Hammer said it. Hammer said it right. It's about the money. The
Yep.
brand of Alabama got them in. I have no doubts that they could end up in. They could rightfully end up in the playoffs because they could still beat Georgia in the SEC championship game. Then they deserve to be in the Final Four. But right now, they don't deserve a Final Four spot right now.
I mean, you
They
hit it
lost
right
to
on the head.
Texas A&M,
But
who's what's their
yes,
poll? What's their number 14? Yeah,
yes.
So Texas
that's a
A&M
joke.
is. I remember
Number 14.
Last week I said Michigan was the Georgia of the South. Michigan was like the Georgia of the North. Texas A&M is like the Penn State of the South. They kind of like they recruit well. They recruit very well, but they always find a way to lose a couple of games. They're just like what, and they don't look good, but since they have so much talent on their roster, they can rise to the occasion, and that's what happened in that Alabama game.
I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
in
Go
Wisconsin,
Hammer.
my
Go
alum,
Hammer.
my alma mater should not be at 21. That's a joke. I saw him play. They play a raggedy Iowa team that is 8th in the country. That's a joke. They're 8th in the Big Ten. Iowa, they're a joke. And I mean, you gotta be kidding me, man. They're 5-3. They're 21. I mean, that's just an absolute joke. I mean, this is just all branding. It really, the fact that they can even come with this poll to the public shows arrogance. I mean, that's why I'm really not a college football fan, candidly, except for my alma maters. I just think it's a bunch of BS. They should do like 1AA, have the 16 playoff. Don't give me that BS about academics. Other schools doing academics just fine with it. And they need to stop this mess, man. It's embarrassing. I mean, it's insulting our intelligence, this poll. I mean, really, it's like it's
The
basically
thing you
saying
point out,
you're boo-boo the fool. That's what they're saying to you today with this poll. It's an insult.
Hammer.
It's an
The thing you
insult.
point out, the thing
It's
you
an
point
insult.
out, which is
Yeah.
the thing you point out, which is really interesting. The thing you point out, we just talked about if this would have been the SEC, even with the Michigan State game, those teams still would have been up there. Like you can make an argument that Michigan's loss to Michigan State is a better loss than Alabama's loss to Texas A&M. And if they would have had Alabama at 4, I probably would have debated, or 5. I'm probably I'm cool with it. I understand the brand got it, but damn. And I knew it was gonna come out that way. Georgia is Georgia, and you got to go with the team that's there. And I think Georgia's a dominant team. It's about can they finish. There's never been a question about their talent. They're there every year. It's about can they finish, right? But if there was ever a team that you look at and you say it's like watching Cincinnati is like back in basketball days, watching the old Memphis teams, even though or the UNLV teams, even though you knew they still were a good team. It might not be quite the correlation, but like you can see Cincinnati's a good team, and they're good enough at this point for you to at least put them at 4, right? To at least put them at 4. To put them at 6, come on, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. And so you listen to RSG here. One mic. We're in the cipher. I'm here with the youngin in Hammer. We are talking a little bit of college football, but we got a lot going on in world sports, and as we try to get these guys back into the studio, they there they go. They're back in the building.
Well, we've been in here.
Y'all actually weren't, because I'm the one in the main studio and y'all were gone. So I don't know what was happening. Yeah, it might have been mine or whatever, but y'all weren't showing up in the studio. But I was just saying that we got to figure something out as it relates to what's happening in college football. So given all that, Hammer, who's a sleeper? Like, get away from your disgust. Take your disgust off the table, brother. We'll exhale and we'll breathe. It is what it is. Who you see as who are you see as your sleepers, given where they're sitting right now?
Well, I mean, it's Cincinnati. I mean, they're a tremendous ball club, so they beat Notre Dame, and Cincinnati.
But do they have enough signature wins? Are they just? Is it just going to be attrition? They're going to keep winning, and other teams going to keep losing, and they have no choice.
They keep winning. They don't have any more wins, and they're going to have to put them in there.
It won't matter. The only way they can get in. The only way I see them getting in is if Oklahoma loses to one of these teams by the end of the season, which the way they're looking, they in front of Oklahoma, so it don't really matter. It really doesn't, because
I can see Wake possibly because of ACC, but ACC so watered down though with Clemson being bad, but Wake's a really good ball club. I can see them, but like I said, it's just the only thing we should attribute to sleep, Devon, is this committee. That's the only thing that's asleep. Ain't no sleepers.
But you still got the round robin, right? Michigan State's got to play Ohio State, right? They play Penn State. I know Michigan's got to play Penn State and Ohio State. Ohio State's got to play Michigan and Michigan State, right? So those are going to create some openings. Michigan might be even as bad as that loss is. They finished the season. They set themselves up. I'm not sure about the execution on that, but they are set to do that. The games ahead of them, and so Cincinnati can be sitting. There are going to be some losses happening.
Yeah.
Plus, you got the Iron Bowl coming with Alabama, and then Alabama plays Georgia in the championship, and it goes down to 2 losses. That opens up. So there's some openings down the road. It's just where they got them sitting. You can make an argument. If they sat at 5, you say okay, but to sit them at 6, this seems like you don't want a scenario where you want to make it as difficult as you could without pissing off everybody in that sense. But you say, I think Michigan's an interesting one if they can end up playing. But Youngin, who are some other people who's some sleepers you sit there that could things swing the right way, they end up in the Final Four?
Shoot, I don't really see any like real sleepers. Like I see it going pretty chalk. Obviously Ohio State and Michigan State going to have to play each other, so the winner of that's probably going to be in.
Ohio State has to play Michigan.
Yeah, but then again, they're in the picture. But just to reiterate for our listeners, because I don't think we actually listed the top 10. The actual CFP top 10 is Georgia at 1, Alabama 2, Michigan State 3, Oregon 4, Ohio State 5, Cincinnati 6, Michigan 7, Oklahoma 8, Wake Forest 9, and Notre Dame 10. And out of those teams, I say the Big Ten champion is going to be in, probably most likely. I think Oregon is the only hope for the Pac-12. If Oregon loses again, I can see Cincinnati sliding in there, and I think that's their best bet. But other than that, I think those are the teams. If Cincinnati ends up losing and Oregon loses, that opens the door for Oklahoma. But I think those are really the possibilities right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of debate around that. The movement to move to what 8 teams. It would have been an interesting scenario this year with those 8 teams. I think Hammer, you're right. I think there's just so much um, because of this a poll like this is the reason why people talk about SEC bias. And it's nothing against Alabama. Saban runs a great program, but real is a real. When you lose to Texas A&M, you got to take a hit to that. Like you got to take a hit. And if they wanted credibility, if they had Alabama at 5, then and you hear all these talking heads over here like, well, if you do the eye test, then why are we playing the game? Close your eyes. Like, why are we lining up and playing the games? And we go. The eye test is like this out we need to have to get to the bag. If they are who you say they are, you put them at 5, they're gonna end up in the 4 anyway, right? Because with the games they got going down the stretch, if Alabama runs the table, then they're gonna end up there anyway. So but to be any higher than 5 with that kind of loss, it wasn't like they lost to Georgia early in the year. They lost to Texas A&M, who dropping like a bad stock. Who
Well,
still
I
trying to
got a
connect.
question for you. I got a question for you then. Is Wake Forest in your top 4?
No, it's now. See, this is where I gotta get my eyes right. See, this is you understand what I'm
No.
saying? Is it a bias with a basketball school, right? It's like every time I hear Wake Forest, it's how I don't think football. I think Chris Paul and Tim Duncan, and so I gotta get my head.
Hey, but at the same time, they win the same week ACC that Clemson been winning. They
That's
winning the
right.
same. They winning in the same week ACC that Clemson been winning in.
That's right.
I
And
mean,
so
does that
you're
mean
right.
anything? They playing the
Yes.
games too.
Yes, and I'm saying they should get some love, right? If we look at it objectively, if they are replacing Clemson, and we've been giving Clemson love, then shouldn't they be a little bit higher? And it's kind of like they've been creeping up there, but Wake has kind of been nibbling out there in the past couple of years, nibbling on the outside looking in, even in the division, and so it's again it's the brand. If it ain't Clemson, I think they treat Clemson like UNLV for the past couple of years. You know what I'm saying? I think Clemson was like, yeah, we know there might be some weak teams over there, but y'all got Larry Johnson. We know y'all got Moses Scurry. We know y'all got some players over there, and I think everybody else they're not giving them the due, in that way. But I think you could make an argument for Wake Forest. They're basically replacing Clemson, and can they creep up in there? They've been winning some games, but it's early. It's early. We'll see what happens in a couple weeks as some of these games, these matchups start happening, and people start to show who they are. Um, I think our criticism of the poll isn't anything against Alabama. Saban is doing what you got to do. I think if they just did the right things, but I would say that given the loss Alabama had, I'm not going with the eye test because we can make all kinds of excuses with the eye test. But going with the loss they had, they should have been at 5. And with them ending up at 2, there y'all had to come up with all kinds of hanging chads. Since we're in election season, there's a lot of hanging chads out there. Something going on. Something. We got some funny math going on. I'm gonna call on every political phrase. We go Hammer. We in the political season. We got something going on. we got a recount. We got something going on in the back room with that, and so that's what turns people away. It's kind of like when you get a bad decision in boxing, right? You know, you could take a great fight and judges just kill you. Judges kill you in boxing with some of the scores they come with. This is what we get right here. Y'all sat in all that room, with all the people in that room, and this is what you come up with. That's a problem for us right now. Speaking of Heisman Trophy candidates, is my boy Walker the Third gonna get it? I mean, this cat was housing. Who you got at the top of your Heisman rung over here?
Yeah,
I'll start with you,
he bad.
Hammer. Who do you got? Hammer, who you got for the Heisman so far?
Man, Walker the Third all day, man.
All day
Walker the
long.
Third all day, all day. Walker the Third all day, all day. I told you Michigan State would win that game. Did I tell you that? I told you that on Saturday. I told you that.
A broke clock is twice.
Y'all will be home.
I feel like Stephen.
Yeah.
I feel like Stephen A. Smith. I feel like Stephen A. Smith. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong, and with Jim Harbaugh,
That's right.
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Harbaugh needs to be. I'm in lovely suburban Chicago, my home right now. Harbaugh needs to come home, and I ain't talking about Michigan. He need to come home to Chicago, his professional home. That's what he needs to come home to. We need him in Chicago. We need him to hang with Justin Fields. He's not college.
You don't need him. No, you don't need him.
We need him. We need him badly. We need him badly. I mean, he's a pro coach. I mean, look at him at San Francisco. He couldn't finish the deal. I mean, so bottom line is that we need him in Chicago. So I'm glad he lost. I hope they lose every single game rest of the year. We need him in Chicago to we need a leader. He's just not fit for college football. You look at him, he looks out of place, man. He looks crazy, man. With the cap on, I mean, he looks nuts.
I'm gonna say this, man.
And they blew a like I said, that lead at home was crazy. Go ahead.
I'm going to say this, and I've been saying this. Everybody's been so focused on the Ohio State losses. It's the Michigan State losses. There's at least 3 games. He wins those. It's a different narrative. It's times when Michigan State was in the top 20, or it's times last year they should beat them. This year should beat them when they had the block punt when they were winning. All they had to do is get the punt off. I mean, those are 3 games you win. It's a different narrative. In Ohio State are games you're gonna win or lose. I mean, Ohio State is always, but the Michigan State game is a game that you got to win. You need to win that. And when I see Michigan fans putting the overall, record up there, that's cool. It only matters what's happened in the last decade. Last decade ain't looking good. So, it's one of those things where I've said enough. I probably, me and my brother, they probably could hear me all over the city of Beloit when I was yelling. I don't want to hear any more. I'm done. Like you said, youngin, Stephen A. Smith is like, wait. It's like he said, wait until to Christmas and holidays, and the Cowboys gonna never let you down. It feel the same way with the Wolverines right now. They will find a way. They'll get you up to the altar, and they'll find a way to leave you standing there by yourself. And so I'm not gonna do it anymore. You have to show me. I'm from the show me state right now. I don't want to hear no pop. I don't want to hear anymore about the 5-star players who aren't playing on the team. I don't want to hear that anymore. Everybody tell me I don't hear about the depth chart. I want to hear about on the field.
And speaking of the 5-star players, I said this to Uncle John the other day, but when did Jim Harbaugh and them get this idea that JJ McCarthy is Tim Tebow?
Yes.
Why is he the Wildcat quarterback? He come into the game and his only job is to run read option. This guy, he's a drop back passer. He can move a little. He can move. I mean, but he's a great. He has a good arm. I mean, like he's a prototypical quarterback. He can move a little bit. But if you want to do the Wildcat package, why don't you throw Donovan Edwards in there? I seen the state championship game. I don't know if you saw the state championship game last year. Donovan Edwards can throw the ball too. If you want to trick the defense, you have him back there, and then all of a sudden he throw the ball, and they're like, oh shoot, what's going on? But you can have him, and he can run like the little Darren McFadden package.
That's what I'm saying. Or try to find a creative way to get the ball to Corum. Like, why are we trying to get the ball to McCarthy run like you say, like a Tebow? When you got other playmakers, you need to figure out how to continue to get the ball to. So I've said what I need to say. We're gonna look at the poll. We're gonna see how it changes. I'm with Hammer on this. Is that you can't trust the
Oh,
politics behind it. We are not. It's what drives people away from college football, stuff like this. Hopefully, as they move to more teams being in the playoffs, but there'll still be more arguments around it. But we got the first poll out, so I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of chatter the rest of the week. All right, we're gonna get in and dropping the mic here on here. We're here
yeah, you didn't
on
ask me
Mike.
who my Heisman was. You didn't ask me who my
Yeah,
Heisman
yeah. So
was.
who's your Heisman? I thought it was gonna be Walker the third. Who you got? Who's your
You still
Heisman?
here?
Yeah, who's your Heisman?
Oh
Come
yeah,
on, who's yours?
Kenneth Walker. He made a great case, but you know who my Heisman is? Jordan Davis, man. I know they'll never give it to him. They'll never give it to him, but it's my boy Jordan Davis. Yeah, I know that they'll never get the Heisman to a nose tackle, but the way that he has galvanized the Georgia defense, oh man,
He's a
that's my
player.
guy.
He's a
That's
player.
my
He's a player. He's a player. I saw him that first
Jordan
game
Davis for Heisman.
with Clemson. He's the truth, man. I saw him the first game of Clemson. That brother take on like 3 or 4 or 5 dudes. That dude's a player.
You know why they're not
Get him
gonna
on
give him?
team. I mean, that
You
dude's
know
a
why they're not
monster.
gonna give him the
That brother
Heisman?
can ball.
You know why they're not
Like,
gonna
he
give
ain't
him
no
the Heisman?
Heisman. He number 2 though.
You know why they're not gonna give him the Heisman? There ain't enough.
The lineman bias. The lineman bias.
Because there's not enough food in the Heisman house. All them current Heisman, everybody like, you bring that
The
cat in there,
food
we
in
ain't gonna eat. He gonna take off all.
Nah,
We ain't got a meal plan for him. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be looking around like all the food gonna be in front of him, and everybody gonna be looking at him like, oh man, where's ours? He gonna leave them nothing but crumbs. they, they like, we can't bring that big fella up in the Heisman house. We'll be out of our house and home. We ain't got a budget that big. All right, y'all. All right, we're gonna drop the mic. Yeah, just your final words that you like to share with our listeners. And again, please go to realsportsguys.com to catch us and to follow us. I'll start with you, uh, Hammer. What are your final words for the folks?
you want me to drop the mic?
Yeah, go ahead, drop the mic. Can you hear me? Yep, dropping the mic. What are you doing? Drop the mic, man.
Well, people, we got a great story in the heartland. Chicago back, man. 6-1 Chicago Bulls, the best team in the NBA. Oh, can you?
I got you.
Oh, you hear me?
Yep, best team in the NBA. Talk to me.
Can you hear me now? Go ahead.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the Chicago Bulls. Again, they laughed at us for 20 years. They laughed at us when Derrick Rose went down. They laughed at us when Tibbs got fired. When we hired a terrible college coach to be our coach, Fred Hoiberg. But Billy Donovan brought us back where I want to go to UC. I've been at UC in 25 years, and I talked to my boy Sean Paff. When the Bucks play the Bulls in the UC, we're going to be there, Lord willing. We're going to be there, and we're going to cheer because the bottom line is that Lonzo Ball bringing it. DeMar DeRozan bringing it. Zach LaVine bringing it. Alex Caruso off the bench bringing it. We're going to make that trade for Marvin Bagley bringing it. Vucevic bringing it. We got a squad in Chicago because we playing defense. And we playing that small ball. Derrick Jones playing great ball, and my boy Ayu playing great ball from Illinois. They dissed my boy on draft night. He says, "So what? I'm home and I'm bringing it. I'm from Morgan Park. I'm bringing Morgan Park High School for Chi-Town." So again, go Bulls. See red. That's the bottom line. That I'm so happy, man. Since the Jordan years, man, we got a chance to win the chip, man. We got a chance to win the chip with LeBron down, with the Bucks down and injured, with the West whack. And so I see it right now, man. Billy Donovan is a champion. And the bottom line is that we're going to do this in Chicago. We're gonna get one more big man. We're gonna do this. Tremendous. We were down 19 in the third quarter, came back and won by 14 in Beantown. Say that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. I was clapping at home, the TV, man. Unbelievable. Listen to Stacey King and Adam Amin. It's great to be back home and great to see Chicago Bulls, especially only thing in town, as far as I'm concerned, is worth talking about. So y'all watch the Bulls. Peace out, y'all.
All right. Youngin. Darnell.
Oh, so we all dropping the mic. So Chuck, as I said in the intro, Chuck ain't coming. Chuck is here. Well, whether he finishes his career in East Lansing or if he finishes his career on LSU, no matter where he goes, he staked his claim. He stuck his flag in the ground. Chuck is here, and he's here to stay. I mean, I'm proud of him and the way that the team performed. They never quit, and they reminded me of the old 2015 Panthers team. Keep pounding, and that's the message for y'all this week and for the rest of the year. Keep pounding.
I love it, man. And former Badger on Wisconsin with him. The way he's walking that sideline like he's lurking. Man, that brother is serious. I got all the love with it. I just want to remind people this: the standard is the standard. The standard is the standard. Kicker down. Kicker gets hurt, he's out. There's a reason why Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, and you saw it on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's because no matter what,
Preach.
he finds a way. The standard is the standard. Don't come to Mike Tomlin asking about LSU, USC, when he's got the best job in the world, the Pittsburgh Steelers, where they've only had 3 coaches in their history. The standard is the standard. Kicker gets a concussion. Now, that's why he didn't run that fake punt. He didn't know how to do what he wanted to do. A fake field goal. He didn't know how he wanted to do it. But at the end of the day, he found a way to win. And we got the same old Cleveland Browns. The standard is the standard. And that's what I want to say at the end of the day. Sometimes life will throw you a whole bunch of curveballs, but like Youngin said about Sparty and what Tucker's doing, what's great about the great coaches is that no matter what, they stay steady. No matter what, they stick to their fundamentals. No matter what, they put their feet on that firm foundation. And when times get tough, they draw that line in the sand and they dare you to step over it. And that's Mike Tomlin. And that's why he'll have another season where he'll exceed expectations the way people might believe. He'll brush that dirt off his shoulders and he'll keep marching forward. We hope that you do the same. Until next time, this is your boy D. Wilson along with my man Hammer and the Youngin here on RSG One Mic.
Yes, today. As we start the show, this One Mic.
We hail echoes throughout the stadium. There is a pause throughout the stadium as this man sounds like he just coughs up a lung. Just looking around, the Jumbotron shows and pans the cheerleaders, and as it goes down each cheerleader's face, each one breaks up into laughter, which at this particular time destroys half the stadium. The other half is still trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Does this guy need CPR or something? And then at that particular time, I lost it. Devon Druck.
Yes, today.
Blog Talk Radio.
Start the show, this One Mic.
Phoenix is another place. They got a great training staff. They were able to breathe life back into Shaq. And you can do that. People talk a lot about their training staff.
Blog
Yes, today